Over the years, I have made a bunch of welcome signs with you, like this one right here that's layered in vinyl, and then there's one up there that is layered in wood. Both of those, I actually didn't even enjoy making. One, I don't even like working with vinyl, and two, I can't stand painting wood. Watching paint dry is the worst in the world for someone who is not patient. So today, I have an idea, and I'm hoping that this is going to be like the answer to my prayers, is I picked up another wood round from Lowe's, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut out my wood pieces on my xTool P2S and then paint them with my EufyMake UV printer. What do you think? Do you think that this is going to turn out really good? Do you think that this is going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy? Or do you think that this craft is just going to suck in the end and I might as well just stick to not even making welcome signs? We're gonna find out together. Let's go. For today's project, we are gonna do this really cute Halloween sign because it is almost Halloween, but I wanna show you how I got here because I actually did not create this SVG file. So over in the xTool, and actually I am using the new xTool Studio, which is different than xTool Creative Space. xTool Creative Space used to be their old software, and now they have recently updated it to the xTool Studio. It's pretty much exactly the same. There is a little bit of differences, but it's pretty much exactly the same. So I would like to note that if you're still using xTool Creative Space, if a button that I press isn't where it exactly is where I'm pressing it, just you got to kind of look for them because they did move things around a little bit, but it's there. There are a couple new buttons, but anyways, that is for a different day. So in the xTool Studio program, I had to make sure I know the name. If you come down here into templates, also if I'm just going to like revert over here back to my thing, it's also going to be right here in the new xTool software. You're going to see templates right here. But anyways, going over into this is what your home screen would look like for xTool Creative Space. What you'd want to do is come down here into templates. Now there is going to be a ton of free designs, and then there's also going to be ones that cost money. However, if you have some sort of credits or something like that, you can use your credits and then it'll end up being free. I mean, it's not actually free, but you know, so like for this one, it's $11.38, but if you press open, you're either going, you can pay $11.38 or you can use your credits if you have some credits. So anyways, I just went and found a random welcome sign. I could have created my own SVG file, but really what I want to know is if doing the sign this way is going to be easier than doing it like by painting and stuff like that. Because I can't stand painting and I don't like working with vinyl, but I love welcome signs. I just need to find an easier way to do that. And I think the easiest way is just using my EufyMake UV printer. So anyways, once you find the file that you want, here we are at the xTool Studio software. I have to get used to saying that because I've been saying xTool Creative Space for 3 years now. It's been a long time. Okay, so for this, all I am going to do is right click and press ungroup. And the round that I have here, so we want to be able to create the sign to fit on this round. I don't have a piece of wood to cut out, like a large enough piece of wood to cut out the backer and then do all of these. So I'm going to use this round that I got over at Home Depot, or I got it at Lowe's. It's 15 inches. It's a 15-inch round. So what I am going to do is, let's take this and I'm going to delete these green lines because those are going to be your layering lines. This one right here, oh, we are in millimeters. So let's go ahead and change that. So I'm going to go over here to the xTool main menu. We are going to go down here into settings and we are going to change this over into inches and then we will exit out of that. Awesome. So I need to change this over to 15 inches. So I'm going to grab all of this, making sure my proportions are locked, and let's make this 15 inches. Awesome. So I don't need this big round piece because I already have it here. So I'm going to delete that. And then this right here is going to be black. This right here, I want to layer these. So I want this right here to be the black hair. My finished sign is going to end up looking something not like that. Something like this right here. Okay, so this, and then I want, I'm gonna release the compound because I want to layer my face on here. So I'm going to release compound. We're gonna take this and we're gonna bring this in here. These two pieces, I'm going to, this is going to be painted like that yellow color. This one's gonna be painted black. The other side, I do have to paint. The only thing that I am gonna have to paint is going to be this right here, and I'm gonna paint it purple. I don't want to have to paint, but I'm gonna have to because I don't think this is gonna be able to fit into the EufyMake UV printer. However, I'm going to try. I'm gonna try printing on this one. We'll see what happens, I don't know. Okay, then we got, let's see, this right here needs to be cut out in black because it needs to go somewhere right there. I don't know why that's there, why it's hidden. But anyways, this right here is going to be black, just like that. Okay, and then we got 3 black crows, release compound, so we can make them all individual pieces. And then we got this right here is going to be black. I don't need these score lines, they're not necessary. Okay, this right here is going to be purple. And then these right here, it's going to be, okay, this right here is going to be the outside of the eyes. This right here is going to be inside of the eyes. And then we have black, black, black. Okay, awesome. Don't resize anything. All right, so we're gonna have something that ends up looking like this. I wanna make sure that all these right here, everything that's right here in this area, that's what's gonna be cut out. I'm probably gonna have to do this in multiple sheets because I only have like multiple random small sheets of wood. So we're gonna have to piece all of this together. Okay, so let's cut this out first. And then we'll take it all over to the EufyMake UV printer and I'll show you what we have to do after that. All right, so what we have to do is go and turn on our xTool P2S. Ooh, I forgot to mention, if you don't have a P2S, but you have a diode laser, one of their S1s or whatever, you could totally do this project because we're only using wood and no acrylic. All right, what we want to do is connect our P2S. All right, so then what I want to do, I now already have a refresh bed image of what we have. So what I want to do is come over here into we're gonna do a aimed measure, which is right here. And we're gonna put this onto the material that we're using. And then I'm going to set everything over into cut. So we're going to take everything, we're gonna change it over to cut. All right, we need to change over the material. All right, and then at this point, what we have to do is just put in our items onto our material. Like I said, I'm probably gonna have to do this a couple times just because we got too big of pieces and small little things of wood. So we're gonna do this here. You wanna make sure that nothing is overlapping. And this is what is called nesting our items. We are just putting them onto all of these little pieces of our wood, making sure that nothing's overlapping. All right, so we have everything put onto our material. Nothing is overlapping and nothing is touching. We are gonna cut this all out first and then we'll head over into the EufyMake UV printer software and get this all painted, okay? So let's go over here into process and got it. Oh, apparently you can do a new pathfinder. Okay, whatever. Let's press start. Oh, it's gonna take a total of 10 minutes and 15 seconds for this, which is fine. So we're sending it over there. And then what we have to do is head over into the laser and press the happy button. Okay, and if you haven't already, you wanna make sure and vent out of a window or turn your air filter on. What you wanna do now is just press the happy button and we are gonna wait for this to get done cutting. All right, so it took a total of 10 minutes and 15 seconds to get done cutting, which is not bad for the size sign that we have here. Okay, so it's still loud in here because I have the fan on. It's kind of smelly in here, but we are going to now take out every that thing has cut. The settings I chose were perfect because everything cut out perfect and nice without any issues. So I got spook show. Want to make sure, My sign broke a little bit. Oh no! That sucks. We're gonna put this off to the side for right now until we are ready to use the EufyMake. What we have to do is keep cutting our wood until we're done, because I like to do one thing at a time. Okay, so I'm gonna insert my other piece of wood that I have, closing the door, and then we are gonna press finished on our screen. We're gonna move everything out of the way, so let me just zoom out. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna move this and move this all out of the way. We need to update our snapshots. We're gonna go here and do refresh bed image. Now, I'm kind of bummed because my wood, it wasn't the laser that did that. I'm not entirely sure, but this like fell off. I think that's gonna make for a bad outcome unless I glue it. Shoot. Maybe I'll just glue it. Instead of recutting it, I think what I'm gonna do is just use a little bit of glue and just glue that down, because once you lay it down there, it's fine. Okay, so I'll glue that. I was gonna say I was gonna recut it, but I've changed my mind. We're going to do a aimed measure again. I love doing aimed measures because it's gonna give you the best cut, crispiest cut. No issues. We didn't have any issues with that one. That's because we did an aimed measure. All right, now that we have that, I'm gonna cut this out again. We're just gonna press process and then press start. This is gonna take a total of 4 minutes and 30 seconds, which is a lot faster than the first time. And then for this, what we're going to do is just press the happy button on machine, wait for this to get done cutting. Since it's not gonna be too long for that to get done, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out the small tray of the EufyMake, and I am going to insert the large one that we have. And this is one of the newer machines that is going to be for production. They did not have this before, but now when it's unlocked, it's gonna be red, and then when you lock it in, it goes to black, which is great. So then you know like if you've actually locked it into place or not. So we're just gonna lock that into place. You can see that now it's dark, not red. Okay, I did want to glue this piece down, so I'm just going to make sure I glue it down. It's almost like because this is plywood, and it's like layers of wood glued together. It's almost like that ended up malfunctioning versus the laser doing it. Not bad, not bad, not bad. It's almost like my wood right here is also bowed. Okay, so I'm just gonna lay this down into my bed. Also these pieces. I'm gonna have to do this in 2 different mats because I've ran out of space and we still haven't gotten the other 2 out of the laser cutter. So that's fine. For the smaller one, I'll be able to use the smaller bed for that. Just to show you, we have a good cut. My wood is like all messed up. I think I'm gonna have to recut this one because you're gonna be able to see that from the side. What in the hell? Oh my gosh. Anyways, okay, let's turn off the air filter and we'll work on this thing. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is just press finish on our xTool software. I think it's a little smoky in here. It kind of stinks. I don't think my air filter is air filtering very well. I need to open a window, hold on. All right, so I drug what we had over here over to our SVG file, okay? What we have to do now is take this and take it over into the EufyMake Studio software. What I want to do though is take this and delete this because I don't want this coming with me, all right? What we have to do though, first, anything further is we want to select all of our pieces. We actually want to paint these now. So what we're gonna do is come over here to engrave. You don't have to choose the color. We'll do that over in the EufyMake Studio. But now what we want to do is come up here into the X and we are going to do File and then Export. We are going to change this over into an SVG file and we are going to press Confirm. This sign's going to pop up. You're going to want to rename your sign. It's going to go into my Downloads folder. Then what you're going to do is go over into the EufyMake Studio software. Now I already went ahead and did a snapshot of my sign because the snapshot for the large flatbed printer takes the longest, but how you do that is let's say you're over here in the EufyMake Studio at the home screen, you would just press Add New Design or come up here into the plus sign. A new window is going to pop up. It should already have, you know, like automated what is inside your EufyMake printer, the bed size, and then you would press Snapshot. this is what you would get, something that ends up looking like this. Okay, now what we have to do is drag in our SVG file into the EufyMake Studio software. Now, the one thing that drives me crazy is every single time you drag anything into the EufyMake Studio software, it automatically gets resized, and that's annoying. So what we have to do is resize this. So the EufyMake Studio is set to millimeters. Remember when I was over in the xTool Studio software earlier, I went from millimeters to inches. Now I need to go back. So coming over here into the X, we're gonna go into settings and we are gonna do millimeters and then click out of it. So the width of my SVG file is 466.72. So going into this one, we're gonna resize this to 466.72, making sure that the height should be this, it should be the same, but it's 4204, 4204. Now we're done with the xTool software. I'm gonna drag this over here to the right just so we can see what we're doing. Now what you want to do is right click this and press ungroup. So everything is going to be its own individual thing. Now I do know these bats right here and that hair need to be black. I don't think I have an image of what that looks like. Let me grab that image. All right, this is what it is supposed to look like. So I'm just gonna take a screenshot of this real quick. And I'm gonna drag this into the xTool, or I'm sorry, the EufyMake Studio software. All right, so now we know exactly what this guy is supposed to look like, okay? All right, so his hair is supposed to be black. So I'm gonna take this red and I'm going to change it over here and I'm going to change it over to black. And then the bats are supposed to be black too. So we're going to change over this, change it to black. We have to manually click every single one. I feel like this may seem like it's going to take really long, but I think it's going to be a lot quicker than actually having to paint it myself and wait for the paint to dry. I don't know. Okay, this needs to be silver. The other thing too is they have this dropper tool and I can just drop it on that color. The eyes need to be white, so I'm gonna click this, the dropper tool, and let's do white. White, come on, there we go. This is also white. This right here was lime green, but I'm just gonna do the dropper tool and click that lime green. What was the sign I just made recently? I just made something, was it the light up signs? I'm like, I don't like designing in the software. That is the truth. I truly don't. It's kind of laggy. You know, I did notice the xTool new xTool software is also kind of laggy too. All right, everything is recolored. So what we have here at the top is going to be what we have here at the bottom. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and we're gonna drag it over onto our pieces. And what we want to do is line these up. I mean, it looks like it's gonna work. Do you think it's going to work though? Do you think? Okay, I need to switch this over to wood. All of my things are set to white and then CMYK, which is perfect. That's what I want. Then we're just going to print. But before we do, these things that are right here, those are not gonna get printed because they are right here. And to be honest with you, I think I'm gonna forego actually cutting the rest of this out because I don't really want to. Do you think I should? I really don't want to, but I feel like I should, but I really don't want to, so I don't think I'm going to. We're just gonna press print on the computer and then hope that this actually turns out. I mean, what you see right here on your screen looks like it's going to work out. There are some things that aren't like perfectly aligned, but like whatever. 5.48 milliliters, which isn't a whole lot. We are definitely very heavy in the white because everything with wood, they have to use more white because wood is porous and soaks in the ink. So we got to do a little bit more white, but otherwise that should be on fire for this. What you want to do is press the happy button at the top of your machine. It's going to let this do its thing and hopefully it turns out. I am not sure. I also don't know how long it's going to take for this to get done printing. So I guess I'll see you when I see ya when this is done printing. I think we're about 60% of the way through, but I can tell you right now, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. This one right here, though, I do see that I did a very terrible job laying it up. So I am going to reprint that on my second turn with the other pieces we haven't done. But like, look at how amazing this looks. Even this green, absolute fire. Okay, so that entire thing took 57 minutes. I think I'm okay with that because I'm really happy with what has finished over here. There is going to be two things I've already shown you. Like this one right here needs to be reprinted because I did a terrible job lining that up. So I'm just gonna leave it on the large flatbed because I did say I wanted to do the small one, but I think I'm gonna leave it. Anyways, look at this finish. Straight up looks like a professional did this, but I'm no professional. Look at how small these are. While I was complaining through the first process when I was like, this is taking me forever, what in the world? I am not regretting doing this project. Oh my gosh. Look at that. I mean, you would have to do layers and layers and layers of paint or do like spray paint and sand and stuff like that. I didn't have to do any of that. Oh, this is gonna be good. Good. Look at those eyes. And then look at this big old thing I have here. I got a little bit of like chipped, but you know, that was like that before. That was the wood. But like, this looks so good. Not a single brush stroke. It's like perfectly looking amazing. I am absolutely obsessed. So this one is the one that I am gonna have to fix a little bit. I mean, it's nitpicking, but you can see that there's a little bit of like naked wood here. So I am going to put this somewhere. I'm gonna try and put it back where it was. I don't think I'm gonna get very, very good at it. Okay, I'm gonna lay that down there. I'm gonna put the ear thing, whatever that is, right there. Okay, I did recut these because I had a feeling that this sign was going to turn out amazing and I didn't want to have like a half ruined sign because I chose not to recut because, you know, why would I do that to myself? So I'm gonna lay these down here. We're just gonna press nice. All right, so we have that all finished. We'll go back to the computer. We're gonna press finish on this. We don't wanna press publish. Go back to our thing and we are gonna do a snapshot. Everything that we've already printed, I'm just gonna take this and slide this over. Obviously, I'm gonna need to reprint this one, and then these two pieces right here. So we'll just drag those into place. I cannot get over how beautiful those pieces are. And now what sucks is, I need to figure out if I can just paint the white. I'm gonna try and throw this in after we're done. And I'm just gonna throw in some white and hope that this works out. Fingers crossed. I want this to turn out absolutely fabulous. See, this is why I went ahead and just pressed the button myself because it takes forever for that snapshot to work, but that's okay. I'm okay. I'm gonna let it slide because I just have the coolest sign in the works. I'm gonna make this just a little bit bigger. All right, perfect. We're gonna put this down here, doing the same thing that we did before. We're just gonna make sure it all lines up. All right, let's do this. Wood, print. Let's do it and let's see how this looks. Okay, so for my sign, I'm gonna need this to be, this is a 15-inch sign. It ain't fitting in that. But if I like move it all the way over to this side, I should be able to get my print that I need on there because really I just need a layer of white. So I don't know, we'll figure this out, but we're just press print on this thing. I truly don't want to have to paint this because all I have is like really cheap paint and it's not going to give that shine and that high quality as if we just painted it on that thing. This turned out so good. So I missed. Okay, let's go into the canvas, this one. And oh, you know what? We should just wait for this to get done printing before we do anything else. But I think this is gonna turn out so good. I mean, is this not going to look absolutely fabulous? That nothing's glued down. It's just dry fitted in there. So if it looks off to you, it's because I didn't glue anything down. But is this not going to look like one of the most professional signs that you have ever seen from somebody who didn't paint any of this? Oh, this is why I love this dang printer so much. Okay, so I've been sitting here debating on whether or not I actually wanted to paint that sucker over there. I don't know if I want to. That looks so cute. This turned out fabulous. This too. Now the paint is fully covered on that. This is going to look so good. Okay, but here is the question. If we take this over to my sign and scoot everything out of the way so I can show you. Do you think that I should even paint this, or should I stain it and leave it naked? What do you think? Okay, I have this kind of dry fit. I've already shown you this part, right? But if we put this right here, I mean, I know that the original sign had paint, like white paint, but like, do we really want to paint it white? Or, let me see what this is. Oh, this took 52 minutes to paint. So it's like, we're at like 2 hours of painting for all of this. So like, do I want to paint some more, or do you think this looks good enough? I honestly think this is good, but maybe some stain would work. I'm gonna use some of this. It's called Golden Oak. I think that's going to work. So let me go get some gloves and a paper towel and we will stain this. I think the staining thing is going to be the best. I think I don't know if I want to wait another hour for this to get done printing, but you could have. Okay, so shake this up a little bit. And let's get some scissors. We'll open this bad boy up. All right, I am using my glass work mat because it's supposed to be stain resistant. I've never actually tried it with the glass, with like staining, actual wood stain, so we shall see. But I'm just going to give this a good wipe. I'm also going to cover the edges. And I think that, honestly, the reason why I was struggling so bad with wanting to paint the top of this is that my side on the rounds was going to be this naked wood color. And I thought that maybe that would create a weird looking sign. I've spent all this time and energy trying to make this sign look good. I want to make sure it all looks like a professionally done sign. All right. A professionally done sign by an amateur. And you can see I didn't cover this entire thing because, ooh, it's really not necessary. Okay, let's wipe this up. Oh, look at that. It just wipes right up. Nice, nice. All right. Having this glass thing is perfect. That pink one that I had before, I think I went through like 4 or 5 of them because I just kept, it would get stained so easily. And then I ended up looking like crap. All right, I need to stand up for this because what I want to do is make sure everything is nice and straight. So if this is not straight, it would drive me absolutely crazy. I'm gonna be using some silicone craft glue because I like using this. It dries clear. And so if you had like any type of like glue that seeps out the sides and stuff like that, you won't be able to see it because it dries 100% clear. Like wood glue, for whatever reason, has like a yellow tint to it. I've never found a wood glue that I love. So silicone based glue is what I love to use for anything like this. And for this one, I went heavy and messy because why not? I'm not going to put in, I know on the original sign it had like floral and a bow and stuff like that. That is not my jam. It looks so good. And I didn't have to paint anything. All right, so I do know that somebody is going to ask me, what's your silicone glue that you're using? I swear, I don't think he's ever gonna restock this, but this is it. It's been sold out for well over a year. I'm talking maybe even 2. It's been a long time. So I don't know. I have a huge back stock of it that I hold on to because I love this glue. Like, it's the best glue ever to glue anything that is laser cut projects. But I keep telling him, his name is Brian, and I keep telling him, I think that this glue is so good and it would be such a good seller for all of my laser friends. Tell me why you don't want to add it back into his shop. I don't know. I even use this glue for when I'm making shaker cake toppers with my Cricut because it's that amazing and does exactly what it needs to. But nope, can't get it restocked. Okay, I think making the decision of not painting this white was like the best decision. I said that really weird, but you know what I mean. Sometimes this glue can get a little stringy where it honestly looks like spider webs or like cobwebs. And I just like to break them off with my weeding tool just so you don't get that to be seen in your finished project, because if you don't take them off, you will see it. All right. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like some strings right there, and right there. So you just take your weeding tool pick, or if you had like a needle or something like that. I got what I got here, and that's what I use. It's like readily available. So we went from strings to no strings. There's like no strings in either of that. So this is perfect. My sign is finished, and oh my gosh, what do you think? Turned out so good, so professional. I complained my way through setting up the little pieces and like recoloring them and stuff like that. But I can tell you right now, my finished sign, had I painted this, would have not looked this professional. It straight up looks like somebody just went and airbrushed this all on this, made it look so good and so pretty. I am obsessed. Love it. Best believe I'm gonna be making more of these, because this right here is something that I am so proud of the finished touches. All right, y'all, I sure hope that I inspired you to create, and I'll see you on the next one.